Guys, please subscribe. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Clan Ferno Reacts. Wow! Here we go. What we're going to talk about today are the leaked Riddler photos. I usually like to report on what has been reported in the news and from official channels, but I thought the controversy over the Riddler and how he looks is worth taking a look at what we've got here. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're on a site called Games Radar Total Film. And you'll see that what happened was a foreign calendar got leaked for the images. So that's what everybody's picking apart. And so I'll shoot some images so you can have a little bit of a closer look. And what we see is new logo, new shot of the Bat car, which looks very Rockford Files or something like that. Old 70s. The general look of this, I've heard a couple of the reviewers say also, is very much DC Black Label or video game Batman, which I don't mind. I think we got like our Dark Knight Returns, older, bigger, bulkier Batman out of Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson is going to be a little bit more live, a little younger, a little cooler. It definitely is a Bruce Wayne. I can't think of a better guy. I finally saw Tenet, and while I am confused, I do like that movie. I thought it was pretty cool, but I was not following all the time travel-y, timey-wimey things. But maybe that's not for us to do. Maybe we're just supposed to sit there, enjoy the movie, and not think too much about it. Emily Blunt recently has been talking about why there won't be a Edge of Tomorrow sequel. And while Tenet wasn't an Edge of Tomorrow type storyline, I think that there are similarities there. The acting in the shots and everything looks super cool in Tenet. I did like it. Worth it visually for the watch, and then decide if you like it and don't think too much about it. I guess, I don't know. So anyways, we've got back to the Riddler. I titled this Calendar Man was the one responsible for the leak because it's coming from this calendar. So here we go. Just a couple other little looks. So here's actually the look of the Riddler. And, okay. I'm pretty okay with taking major liberties, especially with a character like the Riddler, who has really cartoony costume. I think the way that Nolan made Scarecrow and Bane look was pretty close to the comics, but also like really different. I'm not too sure about this. First of all, I don't know why Riddler needs a mask. Edward Nygma, I guess like anybody needs a mask if they're a superhero or a supervillain. This actually reminds me of the other, maybe I'll flash it up on the screen there, the Nazis in Dark Knight Returns. The zipper mouth, very Frank Miller thing where you'd have like a big square zipper. Maybe I'm thinking of Ronin, but I think I'm thinking of Dark Knight Returns. I don't know, man. I just saw Paul Dano, or Dano, however you say it, in that Beach Boys movie, and I thought it was really cool. So I like him as an actor. I like Gotham Riddler. Who's the guy that plays Riddler on the Gotham TV show? It is, of course, Corey Michael Smith, who is in a lot of things, but he's in Utopia, which is kind of a comic book mini-series on Amazon, which I also recommend. But yeah, Corey Michael Smith is a very traditional. I think Gotham, the TV show, even though a couple of things were a little weird looking. Actually, this Riddler thing looks a little bit more like something I expect from Gotham. I think it's a miss. Honestly, I don't love this. I don't like what I'm seeing here. And yeah, I just don't know. Maybe perhaps there's a little bit of a question mark in his suit here. But I almost prefer you go the first X-Men movie and make everything all black leather suits if you're going to do something like this. Let's see what other reporting here. Get Den of Geek. Okay, so Den of Geek actually has the look at what we think is the Riddler in the trailer. So here we are. Duct tape. He's got kind of a cool little carabiner on the duct tape. I think I would carry it with him. Or some sort of, if it was me, I would hope it's some sort of dispenser. So here we go with the calendar again. This is Reddit DCEU leaks. I'm going to remind myself to follow that Reddit. Although I do say I think that I'm not a big fan of leaks or those set photos. I'm gonna report on it because it's out there, and I think it's something that people might be talking about in the community here. Hey, Cisco. I guess let's look at this tweet, which has a couple of different images in it. So here's the first one with the duct tape. And then here's a leaked something or other. Maybe this is from the calendar. It looks like there's a question mark and a target. And this is some sort of drawing. Okay. And then we just get like a straight up hooded Zodiac figure thing. I like the style of this artwork a lot. It's very creepy, and one thing that it reminds me of is Total Evil. It looks like somebody in a Klan hood, which is something that I think is probably the worst kind of person in the world. So it's like very creepy, and we've got some symbolism and stuff going on there. Anyways, back to the Riddler. You got problems with the Riddler because you've got Jim Carrey playing him, Frank Gorshin. Let's see who's played the Riddler in films and TV. Corey Michael Smith, that I mentioned before. And I like Gotham. I still have to watch the ends of the last season. I've been doing that in quarantine. It's like there's series that I like and I don't diss them, but other stuff comes along and then you just like kind of fall behind. I'm like that with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is probably like a B-level program. It's not that great, but I do like it. And I'm just I'm a few seasons behind. Same with Gotham. I'm a few seasons behind, but then I'll get caught up and then I'll have seen it all. Oh yeah, John Astin, from the Addams Family. He also played the Riddler. Jim Carrey. And voiced by, I was to say Robert Englund. Oh, Robert Englund, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy. He was in the Batman animated TV show, which is not one of my favorites. Let's go take a look again. What's going on here, guys? I'm not going to judge a whole movie by these leaks or what the Riddler is going to look like, and we don't know. This might not be like a permanent view of this, but here we go. Here's the whole calendar. Selena Kyle looks cool. These sort of video game things here with Unmask the Truth and Riddler clues. I mean, we expect Riddler clues to be found everywhere. Get Batmobile and just Pattinson's Joker. So let's look at Pattinson's Joker, Pattinson's Batman. Why don't we take a look at what some of these guys are saying about the Batsuit as well. I think I'm just over it with the Riddler. I really, really don't like it, and I don't take huge stances against stuff like this. I guess this is a statue, but the statue looks pretty badass. I like what I've seen of the Pattinson Batsuit so far. It's just I think maybe they said something about how this bat symbol is made out of the gun that shot his parents down, which they've done, I think, I think Kevin Smith wrote something about it in an anniversary issue for Batman, like a short story. So, and it's got a little bit of like real metal armor, which is not typical. Usually, it's Kevlar, something like that. This is like a mix of Kevlar and some actual metal. And if you look at culturally what armored up means, like you would say video games. So it does kind of look more like a video game, but in that case it makes it look way more modern and set in today. So I like that. I'm digging the suit. Digging the suit, bro. Digging the suit, Bruce. And check out the news here again. Reveals best batsuit yet. So here I am on comicbook.com, which I try to stay away from. I guess this is more, people are talking about the suit because of not necessarily because of the calendar leak, which they did show. But what we got is this Prime 1 Studio Batman. Hey man, that looks cool to me, man. I dig it. Look at these little details here. Like, those are details I think you could see on a gun. And I like how this little element here with the cowl, the face plate almost looks like that part could come off. It looks similar to like a Daredevil from Marvel Netflix. And in fact, this statue makes Robert Pattinson look a little bit bulkier than he actually is, but if they took any of the bulky, thick element, it almost looked like wool or some other space age fabric. Not that wool is space age, but there's something very tangible and thick about the Affleck Batman costume. And if they like really learn from the previous movies, then they kind of carry little elements over. Really, the evolution of the modern Batsuit starts with Keaton's Batman. Through the just passing on of knowledge and development of suits. If you think of superhero suits and how they're being designed today and being inspired by the people that are doing it, probably like they were kids or weren't even around when that came out. It's just the passage of knowledge, and Batman has to be the suit to get an actor in. If you think about it, we've got Keaton's Batman. It starts there, and then modern costume design for superheroes and other mystical, whatever sort of movies starts with putting Keaton Batman suit on, and technology is great today. So I think that if you start down there at Michael Keaton Batman and you get to this Batsuit, I think there's a straight line, nipples and all. Nipples, no nipples and all. But also, when someone innovates, what they do is they add. So they're adding elements of a video game to this. And I dig it. I dig it, man. So, in conclusion, I really don't think it was Calendar Man. But if he did it, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. for leaking the Riddler thing. I don't love the Riddler costume from the neck up. I like the aesthetics overall of the upcoming The Batman movie. One headline I just saw here was that supposedly Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson hate each other, so that's good. I watched an interview with Ben Affleck saying that after shooting Justice League and feeling what happened with Zack's family, he felt like sort of bad and sort of like it just wasn't gonna click. And he's just had no interest in doing Batman, his solo movie or anything else after filming Justice League. And that's fair. I think that I got what I wanted, which is I was a proponent of Batman, Ben Affleck version, and hey, if he pops up in Suicide Squad or something, a little cameo, whatever, I'm sure he'd just do it for a paycheck. But he's not going to be the feature film. I think the Snyderverse is just done, dude. We gotta move on. We got the Batman here, and the new Batman, and I feel like people are shitty toward Ben Affleck, and I thought he was a really good Batman, and maybe the movies didn't service him. Maybe Justice League itself was a cursed project. Sometimes some movies are good, sometimes some movies are bad. I know it's a pretty broad statement to say, but that's just how I feel it. And in the interview with Affleck that I saw, I'll link it below, he didn't offer any ill will, but what he did say I thought was very interesting. He said, I've done a lot, and I liked being Batman, and I got to borrow the suit for my kid's birthday party, and that was all very cool when we were shooting Batman v Superman. It seemed like he had a good time up until then. But what he also said was just like, why not let somebody that has the passion for it take over? And being of a similar age, I could identify with that. Totally. I could totally get how he just wants to move on a little bit. So, and now Robert Pattinson. Maybe Robert Pattinson isn't passionate about being Batman. I mean, I think he's just passionate about being a good actor. And he was great in Tenet. So he might be starting to hate the director, so maybe he's just not the guy. But he's probably got signed on for a couple pictures. And that's all we can really hope for, I think. And have him not, have him carry the legacy of Batman forward, and then until someone else takes over. I mean, there could be a couple Batman at a particular time, but right now there's a couple Batman. That's totally cool. Anyways, I'm starting to ramble here, on and on. You probably won't even see that part. That concludes episodes 2 of Clay Inferno Reacts. I will be trying to move this to Twitch and YouTube so that it's uploaded and streamed live with all the flubs and flippy flops. Once I figure that out, I get some equipment on the way that can make that better. And also, I don't know how to use a green screen in Twitch, although I'm sure that you can. So I have to figure out a lot of different things. But here's a new show. I might be adding a different kind of a show, like maybe more politics show or news-based. I'm definitely interested in cannabis news. I find it fascinating. So maybe you'll see me here up on YouTube or Instagram or wherever you're watching this, and want to check out some of those other shows. If you want to support me, you can do that by going to clayinferno.substack.com, linktree.com/clayinferno, smash like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/clayinferno. I'm Clay Inferno everywhere. If you're following somebody that's Clay Inferno and it's not me, then I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not popular enough for people to steal my name. So I will talk to you chumps later. Check out leaguepodcast.com.